Good day everyone, I am John Edward L. Mancilla, BSBA 1B from Bulacan State University, Meneses Campus. And today, we will be discussing about socialization and teamwork. So what is socialization? It is a continuing process whereby an individual acquires a personal identity and learns the norms, values, behavior, and social skills appropriate to his or her social position. Essentially, represents the whole process of learning throughout the life course and is the central influence on the behavior, beliefs, and actions of adults as well as of children. The third one is the process by which social beings establish wider and profounder relationships with one another in which they become more bound up with and perceptive of the personality of themselves. So when we say socialization, ito yung way kung saan tayo nakikisalamuha sa iba't ibang tao sa ating kapaligiran. Sa socialization, tumutulong ito upang matuto tayo ng iba't ibang paniniwala, karanasan, at karunungan na galing sa iba't ibang tao. Ang socialization ay tumutulong din sa tao upang sa ganun ay bumuo ng malalim na relasyon sa isa't isa, kung saan matututo tayo at tutulungan tayo sa iba't ibang mga bagay. So when we have socialization, tumutulong nga ito para magkaroon naman tayo ng tinatawag na teamwork. It is a collaborative effort of a group to achieve a common goal or to complete a task in the most effective and efficient way. This concept is seen within the greater framework of a team, which is a group of interdependent individuals who work together towards a common goal. So kapag sinabi nating teamwork, team means group. Hindi ito nalilimit sa isang tao lamang. Ito ay kinapapalooban ng iba't ibang tao na mayroong iba't ibang kakayahan sa mga bagay. Kapag tayo ay nakikipag-socialize sa iba't ibang tao, natututo tayo. At ito yung ang mga natututunan natin, ang ginagamit natin upang sa ganun makapag-ambag tayo sa ating lipunan. Upang sa ganun ay makatulong tayo sa isang grupo na maibahagi natin yung kakayahan natin bilang isang individual. When we have socialization and teamwork, dito papasok yung tinatawag na unity. It is the ability to bring together people from different backgrounds, discipline, cultures, and generations, leveraging all they have to offer towards the goals. Kapag sinabi nating unity o pagkakaisa, mas pinalalim ito na pakahulugan ng teamwork. Hindi lang ito basta sa isang grupo, maaari ito ay kinapapalooban ng maraming tao. Next is importance of socialization. Socialization is the way through which people obtain the knowledge, language, social skills, and values to comply with the norms and rules required for integration into a community or group. Hence, the role of school in molding students' mindset of social life is undeniably important. Socialization relating to education falls under the secondary classification of socializing as it is done in a social institution which are schools and universities. So dito, magpo-focus lamang tayo on socializing helps the students especially in secondary classification. Dito sa socialization, sinasabi nga na tumutulong ito sa mga estudyante nang sa ganun ay makakuha sila ng iba't ibang kaalaman pagdating sa lingwahe, sa karanasan at pakikisalamuha sa iba't ibang tao. Use of socialization in educational institutions. The first one is the school setting, is where the learning of the new role as a student occurs. Second one is the social competence, is achieved when students embrace and achieve socially sanctioned goals. The third one is major objective of socialization in the school setting is to make a child socially competent. So sinasabi lang dito sa tatlo na to na magiging socially competent yung isang estudyante through socialization, sa pakikisalamuha niya sa iba't ibang tao, sa iba't ibang estudyante, or either sa mga guro at iba't ibang staff na mayroon sa isang paaralan. Next, development of social capability in school. Educational institutions are places where the social capability of students is developed. According to Brint 1998, identifies three major dimensions of socialization as it pertains to schooling. The first one is behavioral conformity. This is the first dimension of socialization. It refers to the types of self-regulation of the body that a student must control for them to be able to fit into the school environment. Sa isang paaralan, may tinatawag tayong rules and regulations. Dito, minomold yung isang estudyante kung paano niya makokontrol yung kanyang sarili, kung ano ang dapat niyang ipakita sa kanyang kamag-aral, at gano'n na din sa mga taong nakakasalamuhan niya sa loob ng university. The second one is moral conformity. The second dimension of socialization, which refers to the process of a student's internalizing the prepared understanding of what is right and wrong. So, dito naman papasok yung ethical behavior. When we say ethical behavior, ito yung kung paano yung estudyante pinifilter yung iba't ibang information kung ito ba ay tama at mali. The third one is cultural conformity, the last dimension of socialization. During the process of cultural conformity, students learn about accepted perspectives and styles of expression. Kumbaga, sa isang paaralan, binubuo ito ng iba't ibang estudyante na mayroong iba't ibang kakayahan, pananaw sa buhay, at kung paano makitungo. Dito sa cultural conformity, nalalaman ng isang estudyante na kung saan nga ba siya bagay at kung ano ba ang dapat niyang gawin para mag-fit in siya doon sa isang community. The norms of the community, and especially in the school setting. So, dito sa cultural conformity, mas binibigyang pakahulugan yung perspective ng isang estudyante kung paano ba siya mag-a-adjust towards the adaptation of change. For the insight, this information is proof of the relationship between socialization and education. Forms of socialization such as interpersonal communication is integral to the dissemination of information that is done by educators for the consumption of knowledge of students. When we say socialization in education, it is more focused on interpersonal communication wherein it composed of two or more persons conversing with each other. So, sa pamamagitan natututo yung estudyante ng iba't ibang karunungan kung paano nga ba siya makikitungo doon sa community kung saan nandun siya. Importance of socialization for college students. Entering college life is not an easy pace of study for most students, especially for the current generation. Students from this generation are more likely to easily feel stressed towards school life and even from personal life. They are exposed with different factors that affect their health, mental, physical, and emotional. How can socialization help students, particularly those who are in college? Some are the example situations wherein socialization plays a big factor for students. So, sinasabi lang dito na hindi talaga madali ang buhay ng isang college student. Mayroong personal life at mayroong ding stress sa education. So, ano nga ba ang itinutulong ng socialization para ma-relieve yung stress ng isang estudyante? The first one is form good study habits. Forming good study habits is an essential, if overlooked, part of college social life. One notable method is forming a peer study group generally consisting of 4 to 6 classmates. The University of Michigan advises. Group members meet to review class materials and prepare for exams. So, sabihin na natin in our current situation, wherein nasa pandemic tayo, sobrang hirap mag-aral ng online class sa online class setup. So, yung socialization, even though hindi ka nakipag-socialize personally, but you are socializing virtually dun sa mga klase mo, yung socialization ay isang malaking bagay sa estudyante nang sa ganun ay makapag-form siya ng good study habit. Every exam, magre-review kayo ng sama-sama, hindi lang bonding yung nabubuo nyo, kundi natututo pa kayo ng sama-sama. The second one is relieve stress. Socializing relieves the stresses of college life. Connecting with other people is especially important for incoming students as they adjust to the realities of new living arrangements and relationships. According to the University of Illinois at Urbana Campaign Counseling Office. Kapag kasi pumasok yung isang estudyante sa college life, dito na papasok yung iba't ibang problema na nararanasan niya. Not just in his or her personal life, but also in his or her education. Yung pagsosocialize mo sa ibang tao, tumutulong yun para ma-relieve yung stress. Nowadays, yung mga bata o yung mga tao, sobrang dali nilang sabihin sa sarili nila na nai-stress sila, that they have the anxiety, that they are anxious, they are worried about their future. Etong socialization, tumutulong yun para ma-relieve yung stress na nararanasan. Kamit ka ng iba't ibang tao, makakausap mo sila. In that sense, na ilalabas mo yung mabibigat na nararamdaman mo. Next one is share common interest. Not all learning experiences occur inside a lecture hall or a classroom. An active social life also leaves room for joining student organizations where you can share common interests with people like yourself. Worcester Polytechnic Institute offers 199 clubs according to Christine Gorel, Associate Director of Student Activities. So sa pakikipag-socialize mo, dito mo na ipapakita yung mga hidden talents mo. Or dito mo na rin, hindi mo lang basta napapakita or nakaka-discover ka pa ng iba't ibang talento na hindi mo pa nalalaman sa sarili mo. With socialization, na ibabahagi mo yun sa kanila at natututo sila na kaya mo palang gawin yon. Next is teamwork in school. Teamwork is necessary between students and teachers, and among parents and educators. The more teamwork they exhibited, the more opportunity exists for students to learn the vital skills of compromise and collaboration. Team or group work inside the class teaches students the fundamental skills associated with working as a group toward a common goal. Meron tayong tinatawag na no man is an island. Dito papasok yung teamwork na hindi lang sa eskwelahan, hindi lang basta sarili mo yung katulong mo sa pag-aaral. Kaya mayroong binibigay na mga group activities, group works yung mga teacher, nang sa ganun ay ma-exercise mo yung kakayahan mo sa pakikisalamuha sa kanila. Kung paano mo maibabahagi yung talino mo, yung estratehiya mo pagdating sa iba't ibang lessons. 4 benefits of teamwork for student development and success. The first one, it teaches essential working skills. Communication and social skills such as active listening and effective speaking. The second one, improves self-confidence. Knowing that she will be heard helps build students' self-confidence. Reducing bullying sets students up for future success. So napakamahalaga nga ng socialization. When it comes to socializing with other individual, natututo ka, nalalaman mo kung ano yung mga dapat na adjustment mo sa community. Dito, sa pagkatuto mo, nagkakaroon ka ng confidence. Kapag may confidence ka, marireduce mo yung bullying. Hindi ka ganun basta matatakot na magsalita, to voice out what you want to say to other. And also, makakatulong yon sa future success mo. Kasi kapag nasa kolehiyo ka na, dapat dito ka na focus. Dito na buo yung loob mo na after you graduate, alam mo kung saan ka pupunta. Alam mo kung ano yung tatahakin mong profession. The next topic is about volunteerism. Volunteerism is voluntary, deliberate service to others over time and without compensation. A key element of volunteer behavior is that the person freely chooses to help and has no expectation of pay or other compensation. By Psychology 2020. It is a person is driven by value-expressive motivation if his or her reasons for volunteering derive from the values he or she holds, such as the concern for the people. So mapapansin natin sa ating kapaligiran ngayon, ito yung pangunahing kailangan natin, volunteerism. May mga tao kasi na gagawa ako nito, kikilos ako nito, kailangan ko ng kapalit. But when we say volunteerism, we are helping other without asking for a return. Volunteerism, in the spirit of volunteerism, the Filipino value of bayanihan is very much alive, working hand in hand to fight the challenge of the times. We are human and caring for one another, stand up for volunteerism and won the battle. Now, in these pandemic seasons, oftentimes we see people around us spending their own money in feeding the less fortunate, giving time to pray for the sick, sharing and trading their resources just to survive and earn money for the family. Different institutions offering their free services to accommodate the needs of poor brothers and sisters. The children are the hope of the day after tomorrow. The youth are the hope of tomorrow, but the adults are the only hope for today. So sinabi lang dito na every one of us has the responsibility or has the obligation to live the life. Hindi lang tayo basta mabubuhay dito na para sa sarili lamang natin. Nabuhay tayo dito para tumulong sa iba, para ma-share yung kakayahan natin as an individual, and also para maipakita natin sa kanila na we are caring for them, na we are here to help them. Dito sa volunteerism, binigyang highlight dito yung bayanihan. Ito yung traditional way ng mga Filipino kung saan tumutulong sila hand in hand. Halimbawa nito yung pagbubuhat ng bahay, mga kubo dati, and ngayon nangyayari pa rin yun. And especially nasa loob tayo ng pandemic, iba't ibang institution ng government organizations, even charity or simpleng tao, tumutulong sila sa mga brothers and sisters natin para mabigyang suporta yung pamumuhay nila araw-araw. There is a Republic Act number 94/18, an act institutionalizing a strategy for rural development, strengthening volunteerism, and for other purposes. It was signed the former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo on April 10, 2007. Republic Act 94/18, also known as the Volunteerism Act of 2007, institutionalizing volunteerism as a strategy for national development and international cooperation. Republic Act 94/18 was spearheaded by the House Committee on Rural Development, chaired by Congressman Ariel Olanio, and the Senate Committee on Social Justice, Welfare, and Development, chaired by Senator Sergio Osmeña III. It is a collaborative effort by Philippine National Volunteerism Service Coordinating Agency, partner volunteer organizations, and advocates of volunteerism towards providing a conducive and enabling environment for volunteering in the Philippines. Republic Act 94/18 was published in the Official Gazette on June 11, 2017. So itong Republic Act number 94/18, ito yung act na sumusuporta sa iba't ibang organizations and institutions dito sa Pilipinas nang sa ganun ay masuportahan nila yung mga tao na nangangailangan, yung mga tao na walang kakayahan sa buhay at mabigyan nilang oportunidad na mabuhay ng matiwasay. Declaration Policy. It shall be the policy of the state to promote the participation of the various sectors of the Filipino society, and as necessary, international and foreign volunteer organizations in public and civic affairs, and adopt and strengthen the practice of volunteerism as a strategy in order to attain national development and international understanding. The inculcation of volunteerism as a way of life shall rekindle in every Filipino the time-honored tradition of bayanihan to foster social justice, solidarity, and sustainable development. So dito sa declaration policy, sinabi lang dito na all of the Filipinos are part of this Republic Act, kung saan there are organizations, there are institutions na willing mag-volunteer to help Filipinos to uplift their lives and also to give them privilege to live. Statement of Goals and Objectives. To provide a policy framework on volunteerism that shall underscore the fundamental principles necessary to harness and harmonize the broad and diverse efforts of the voluntary sector in the country into an integrative and effective partnership for local and national development as well as international cooperation and understanding. To provide a conducive and enabling environment for volunteers and volunteer service organizations by setting mechanisms to protect volunteers' rights and privileges and give due recognition to highlight their roles and contribution to society, and to provide an effective institutional mechanism to strengthen the role of the Philippine National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency or the PNVSCA to perform its mandate and to oversee the implementation of this act. So dito sa Statement of Goals and Objectives, sinasabi lang dito na bigyan ng recognition yung mga volunteers, mga institutions and organizations na tumutulong sa mga tao. Dito binibigyan ng pagpapahalaga yung mga mechanisms na maaaring ibigay ng gobyerno sa mga tao to also give or to open opportunity dun sa mga tao na willing mag-volunteer, na willing tumulong sa mga tao dito sa Pilipinas. Overview. This unit or topic shall orient you on the definition and importance of volunteerism. Likewise, the unit or this discussion will show you the importance of volunteerism as a tool and mechanism in the attainment of genuine development. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention by Oscar Wilde. So napakaganda ng message nitong kasabihan na to. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. Sinasabi lang dito na kahit gaano kalaki yung gusto mo or kahit gaano kalaki intention mo pero wala ka namang ginagawa, wala pa ring sense. But if you act, even though it is a small act of kindness, sobrang malaking change yung magagawa niya, sobrang laking contribution yung magagawa niya sa tao na tutulungan niya. Volunteerism refers to an act involving a wide range of activities, including traditional forms of mutual aid and developmental interventions that provides an enabling and empowering environment both on the part of beneficiary receiving and the volunteer rendering the act undertaken for reasons arising from social, developmental, business, or corporate orientation of the public good and where monetary and other incentives or reward are not primarily motivating factors. So dito meron tayong tinatawag na motivational entities or motivational matters kung saan ito yung nag-i-inspire, nagmamotivate sa mga tao na tumulong. Pero dito, kapag sinabi nating volunteerism, it is not about the money or the reward you will get when you help others. Itong volunteerism, free will to, goodwill, kumbaga free will or goodwill, kumbaga kapag gusto mo tumulong, kusa kang tutulong, wala ka nang hihintaying kapalit. Volunteer refers or an individual or a group who for reasons arising from their social developmental, business, and corporate orientation, commitment, or conviction, contribute time, service, and resources, whether on full-time or part-time basis, to adjust essential social development costs, mission, or endeavor in the belief that their activity is mutually meaningful and beneficial to public interest as well as to themselves. So, ito namang volunteer, ito yung mga tao na nagbo-volunteer, ito yung mga tao na binibigay yung kanilang sarili or tumutulong sa ibang tao nang sa ganun ay makapagpabago ng buhay ng ibang tao sa kanilang community. Volunteer Service Organization refers to a local or foreign group that recruits, trains, deploys, and supports volunteer workers to programs and projects implemented by them or by the organizations or any group that provides services and resources, including but not limited to information, capability building, advocacy, and networking for the attainment of common good. So itong Volunteer Service Organization, these are organization na tumutulong, nag-recruit, nagda-deploy at sumusuporta dun sa mga tao na kailangan ng tulong. Dito nagsisimula yung mga projects and programs na gusto nilang i-implement sa isang community, sa isang local government unit. Ang responsible doon is yung volunteer service organization. Volunteer sector refers to those sectors of the Philippine society that organize themselves into volunteers to take advocacy and action primarily for local and national development as well as international cooperation and understanding. So itong volunteer sector, these are sectors na makikita sa Pilipinas. Sila yung responsible doon sa iba't ibang transactions, iba't ibang programs, project implementation ng iba't ibang programs sa isang community or sa isang lugar. These are the reasons why we volunteer. The first one is learn or develop a new skill. So when we volunteer, we're not just showing our capability to others, but also we are here to help or to develop new skills that we are not aware of. The second one is be part of your community. So when we are volunteering ourselves to the community, we are able to see their different perspectives, their norms, their cultures. That is why we became part of the community. The third one is sense of achievement. We volunteer not just to help others, but also it became part of our success. Then we consider that as our achievement. Number 4 is boost your career options. So when we are volunteering in one community, or let us say in other field, binuboost yung career options natin by volunteerism, kasi dito natin na figure out kung ano nga ba or kung para saan nga ba tayo. Kung saan tayo nag-excel, kung ano ba yung madali para sa atin, kung ano ba yung magpapasaya sa atin. Or number 5, brother, give something back. So, let us just say, we are living in our barangay. So, volunteering or volunteerism is just a way for us to give something back to our barangay for the safety, for the security that they are giving to us. Number 6, new interests and hobbies. So, instead of staying at home, maybe we can reach out with other people. We can find new things, new interests and hobbies that we are not expected. Number 7, new experiences. So yeah, when we volunteer ourselves, we will gain another experiences. Those experiences will help us to learn, will help us to, of course, to minimize our anxiousness in our daily living. Those experiences will help us achieve more goals and future success. 8. Meeting a diverse range of people. Community or society is consisting of different people with different perspectives. With volunteerism, we will be able to see the gap between each person. We will be able to adapt to their community. We will be able to learn on how to adapt with them. Having the diverse personality, having the diverse culture, we will be able to adapt on it. Number 9, send a signal to your future employer. When we are talking about volunteerism, we're not just limiting ourselves in the community or in our barangay. Volunteerism can also be happen in the workplace. Like for example, mayroong empleyado na hindi niya nagampanan yung kanyang responsibility. Even though regardless hindi mo siya responsibility, ginagawa mo yon. So, with that volunteerism, makikita yun ng iyong employer na mayroon ka palang initiative or mayroon kang way, mayroon kang gustong gawin para ma-accomplish mo yung isang gawain. So, sa pamamagitan nun, maaaring magkaroon ka ng reward sa iyong employer, maaaring ding magkaroon ka ng promotion. The 10th one is impress your friends and family. Of course, you're not volunteering yourself to just impress your friends and family, but also to inspire them to do the same. Last one is have fun. Of course, hindi ka lang naman tutulong basta-basta nang hindi ka masaya. Siyempre, nagvo-volunteer ka kasi masaya ka doon. Masaya kang tumulong, masaya kang gawin yung mga bagay when it comes to volunteerism. Role and modalities of volunteerism in the private sector. So there are 3 sectors that we will be tackling. The first one is volunteerism in the academy. The second one is volunteerism in the corporate sector. The third one is volunteerism by not-for-profit organization. So when we say volunteerism in the academy, ito yung mga schools and institutions, educational institutions na binubuo ng professors, academic and non-academic students, researchers, graduate students, and undergraduate students. Dito sa academe, sinasabi na NSDP is one of the fundamentals kung saan tumutulong sa estudyante na ma-sharpen yung kakayahan niya, not just in school setting but also outside the community or outside the school setting. Sinasabi dito na yung academe is one of the vital sector kung saan tumutulong siya sa mga estudyante na paunlarin yung kakayahan niya, not just academically but also non-academically, technical skills. Kung paano siya makisocialize sa staff inside the school, sa teachers, and also sa co-students niya. The second one is volunteerism in the corporate sector. So, kapag sinabi nating volunteerism in the corporate sector, dito nagkakaroon na tinatawag na social corporate responsibility. Kung saan yung isang company, like for example yung Nestle, mayroon silang goals and objective para sa goals ma-mitigate nila, ma-minimize nila yung use ng plastic, and also to eradicate the pollution. To eradicate the pollution in the community. And marami pang ibang sector dito sa, marami pang iba't ibang business na nakapaloob dito sa corporate sector or mga corporations na nagbibigay ng scholarship programs para dun sa mga estudyante to help them aid for their educational finances. The last one is volunteerism by not-for-profit organizations. So when we say not-for-profit organizations, nandun na yun, ibig sabihin nito ay hindi sila, nag-exist sila hindi dahil sa pera, hindi dahil sa profit or not just to increase their income or their capital. So itong not-for-profit organizations, paano nga ba sila nag-gain ng funds? Siyempre, nagpa-fundraising sila, minsan sa mga charity, mga nagdo-donate, may mga tao nagdo-donate sa kanila. And also, yung tinatawag nga natin PMBSCA, kung saan nagbibigay ito ng funds sa mga sectors upang sa ganun may matulungan yung non-for-profit organizations like for example, charities, bahay ampunan, at marami pang iba. Ang isang halimbawa nito ay yung Bantay Bata 163, kung saan nakapaloob ito dun sa ABS-CBN, under siya ng ABS-CBN, nagbibigay siya ng tulong dun sa mga bata, especially nakakaranas ng child abuse, child exploitation, at marami pang iba. Meron din silang emergency hotlines kung saan maaari kang tumawag sa kanila kapag nangangailangan ka. Next one is the Philippine National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency. The Philippine National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency, created by Executive Order Number 134, as amended, shall undertake the implementation and execution of the provisions of this Act. The first one is the mandates of the Philippine National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency or PNVSCA. The PNVSCA shall have the following functions. The first one is to review and formulate policies and guidelines concerning the National Volunteer Service Program consistent with development priorities. Siyempre, bago nila ibaba ito sa mga local government units, sila yung responsible, nagpo-formulate ng mga batas at nagbibigay ng mga guidelines doon sa mga institutions na sangkot sa volunteerism. The second one is coordinate, monitor, and evaluate the National Volunteer Service Program in order that volunteer assistance may fit into the total national development goals. So sila ngayon nagmamonitor, nag-evaluate. It means kapag nagbigay sila ng mga guidelines, i-test nila yun kung reliable ba yung mga information, kung makakatulong ba dun sa mga local government units. The third one is act as clearinghouse for matters pertaining to international volunteer services. So sila yung tumutulong para malinawan yung mga organizations, mga sectors dito sa Pilipinas regarding dun sa mga programs, dun sa mga implementations na ginagawa inside and outside the nation. The fourth one is development and implement prototypes and models of volunteering for adoption by institutions and community. So ang volunteerism kasi, or ang PMBSC, when it comes to volunteerism, gumagawa sila ng mga prototypes. Ano ba yung prototypes? Ito yung mga technology na ginagamit sa iba't ibang sectors or institutions dito sa Pilipinas nang sa ganun ay maka-adopt sa change. We are in the modernized world, so kailangan nating mag-adopt sa change when it comes to technology. So etong PNBSC ay sila din yung nagbibigay ng mga suggestions and implementation sa mga programs na isasagawa sa mga lugar, sa iba't ibang lugar. The fifth one is to provide technical services and support for capability building of volunteers and volunteer organizations. So sila yung nagbibigay nga ng suporta pagdating sa mga technology and other concerns when it comes to technological services. The sixth one is undertake advocacy for promotion and recognition of volunteerism as a tool for development. So hindi lang sila nagbibigay basta ng mga hindi lang sila basta nagpo-formulate ng mga guidelines and policies, regulations, kundi sila din ay nag-advocate dun sa mga leaders and also sa mga tao na mag-volunteer din, na maging isa sa mga nag-volunteer dito sa Pilipinas. 7 is establish and maintain a national network of volunteer organizations and serve as a liaison between and among local and foreign governmental private voluntary organizations, including the United Nations Volunteer. So, sila yung nasa middle. Sila yung tumutulong sa mga transactions outside and inside the nation. Kung may mga kailangang i-clear or may mga kailangang i-revise na mga laws and regulations, ang PNBSA ang responsible doon. The 8th one is administer all PNBSA funds from all sources including foreign aid in accordance with accounting and auditing requirements. So, etong PNBSA, syempre dapat maging transparent sila when it comes to funds and other finances na pumapasok sa kanila. Kasi hanapan sila ng butas ng mga tao, especially when it comes to money. So, sila yung bahala doon. Sila yung nag-a-account, sila yung gumagawa ng mga transactions na beneficial para dun sa isang nation. So that's all for today. Hope you guys learned a lot from my discussion. Once again, I am John Edward Almancilla, the presenter for today.